right. Okay. Oh, I don't know. All right. Everybody stand for the national anthem. Yes. Okay, awesome. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Yeah. Thank you.
Welcome everyone this afternoon to the swearing in of Phil LeVota as the next County Executive of Jackson County. I'm Roy Rowland, Mayor of Independence, and on behalf of the City of Independence, and on behalf of the Honorable Duran McGee, and the fellow members of the legislature, I want to welcome you here to this swearing-in ceremony. It is truly my honor to be here. And also, can we give one more round of applause for Megan LeVota, Phil's niece, for an extraordinary job with the national anthem. Megan, you always do a great job. I've heard her sing many times, and she does a great job every time. So with that, may I ask you to stand for the invocation? Almighty God, we pause in this significant moment to give thanks to the democratic process and for the commitment of those who step forward to serve. We ask for your blessings upon the newly sworn-in Jackson County Executive Phil LeVota. Grant them the wisdom to discern what is right and just, the courage to lead with integrity and with compassion to serve all residents with impartiality, especially the most vulnerable. May his term be marked with unity, collaboration, and a relentless focus on the common good of Jackson County. Inspire him and all that work with him to build a stronger and more equitable and more progressive and more prosperous county. We commit this leader and this county to your care. Amen. Please be seated. I now have the privilege and the honor to introduce my friend and former colleague in the Missouri House, and now the chair of the Jackson County Legislature, the Honorable Duran McGee.
Good afternoon, everyone. As chairman of the legislature, it's my honor to welcome you to today's swearing-in ceremony. Thank you for being here to mark this important moment in Jackson County government. Today is just not about transitions, it's about democracy. It's about affirming the belief that power comes from the people and that those of us who hold public office are here to serve, not to rule. Democracy depends on trust, and it only works when it's active, accountable, and rooted in public good. In the end, the people of Jackson County are the true source of the institution's legitimacy. That's why our system of government is designed to distribute power and not concentrate it. Our county government rests on the foundation of these three distinct co-equal branches of government: the legislative, the executive, and the judicial. That structure isn't symbolic, but vital. The checks and balances between the three branches of government are what keep our democracy healthy, especially at a time when people are watching institutions with both hope and skepticism. We live in a time when national headlines are dominated by dysfunction and division. Locally, hard questions have been asked about trust and transparency right here in Jackson County. That criticism isn't always easy to hear, but it's part of the work that we have to do. In a democracy, accountability is not an attack, it's a necessity. That's exactly where we have a chance and a responsibility to do things differently, to show that local government can rise above partisanship and personality, that it can reflect the will of the people, deliver real results, and operate with integrity. That's the standard that we're setting, and one I'm committed to meeting. We have representatives of all three branches of government here today. I want to begin by recognizing my legislative colleagues of the Jackson County Legislature. If they would stand: Legislator Vanessa Husky, Legislator Manny Arbarca, and Legislator Sean Smith. Each of us comes from different communities and brings different experiences. And sometimes these paths forward we work in different ways, but that's part of a democracy. It's not always easy, and it's not supposed to be. But what matters is that we continue to show up every day and work with the people that sent us here and lead with principle and keep the people that we represent at the center of our decisions. I'm proud to serve as your chairman. I remain focused on helping this body move forward with respect of our differences and commitment to the work ahead and working with the new executive. We have a lot of work to do, and the people of Jackson County are counting on us to rise above the noise and deliver. I want to recognize the judicial branch, including members of the courts who are here with us today. If the members of the judges that are here, could they please stand? They're here. Your presence reinforces what we all know, that justice and fairness are the core of public trust. Thank you for being here today. Before we turn to the next chapter, I want to take a moment to recognize someone whose service has meant a great deal to us all. During this transition period, Jackson County Executive Kay Barnes stepped forward to serve as temporary county executive, and she did what true leaders do. She led with steadiness, clarity, and deep commitment to the people of this county. Her leadership helped guide us through uncertainty and prepared the way for what comes next. Executive Barnes, if you could join me on stage. Executive Barnes, on behalf of this legislature and the people of Jackson County, we want to say thank you. We are grateful for your service. We'd like to show you a small token of our appreciation for you. On behalf of the legislature and the people of Jackson County, thank you, Executive Barnes.
Thank you all. Thank you. It's been a pleasure to have served in this capacity, and my very best wishes to our new county executive. I'm confident that he will do a terrific job. I'm very impressed by the people he's already bringing around him. My thanks to members of the county legislature and certainly to the chair. So thank you all.
Again, thank you, Executive Barnes. Your leadership has made a real difference here in Jackson County. As we continue our recognition of the three branches of government in our work here today, it is my distinct honor to introduce the presiding judge of the 16th Judicial Circuit of Jackson County, the Honorable Kevin Harrell.
Good afternoon, everyone. I have to act like we're in court, and I always have to say it twice. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much. I wanted to start off by, again, thanking Mayor Barnes and County Executive Barnes for your example of public service. If there's anyone that is a shining example of public service, she is it, and I want to thank you for that. I also want to thank our chairman of the legislature, Jackson County Legislature, as well as our other legislators for the transparent process by which they went about making the selection process. Enough cannot be said for that, especially in this time that we're serving in. Transparency is key, and thank you very much for that process. We know that the process was fair, and we all got to see that in real time. So thank you very much for that. I can't tell you how honored I am to be standing here today. I know this is an august occasion, and I'm going to just take a moment to call our County Executive Phil informally, if you don't mind. I know it's Mr. LeVota, but I'm going to reflect back for just a moment and call him Phil. Phil and I, as well as Judge Wimes, who I'm going to call Brian for a moment informally, go back many, many years, and I'm going to date it back to 1997 when I started in the Jackson County Prosecutor's Office, and I was an intern, and Phil and Brian were already attorneys in the office, and I was their intern. And you can imagine what being an intern is. And you got to understand personalities, all right? Trial attorney personalities. Trial attorneys are already big egos. And they were attorneys and I was an intern. And so as I come into that office with these trial attorneys, the things that you don't want to do as an attorney, you don't have to do when you have interns. And when you already have a big personality and you don't want to do something, guess who it goes to? It goes to the intern. And so that's how our relationship started off. Intern this, intern that. I didn't know what my name was for a while. Still to this day, sometimes I don't know what my name is. But that's how our relationship formed, and we formed a great relationship. But I also learned something as an intern, because I too became an attorney, and we tried cases together, both Phil and I, as well as Brian and I. And I've also had an opportunity to try cases in front of Judge Wimes. Phil was actually my trial team leader for a while. It's not easy being an employee of Phil. Because now I'm not an intern, I'm now one of his subordinates. And he doesn't always deliver the message the way you would want him to deliver the message. You got the message, just didn't want him to deliver it like that. But one thing was very clear. Regardless of how he delivered the message, I always knew he had my back. I always knew we were on the same team. And that was important. We never parted ways not knowing in what direction we were going, that we were fighting the same fight. And even if we disagreed about something behind closed doors, we could go out in front of everyone and be on the same accord. And that's important. Why do I tell you this? I tell you this because we have the right man for this time. Because there will be things that we disagree about. And there may be many things that you disagree about behind closed doors that you butt heads about. But when you go out and you've made a decision and it's time to go forward with the mission, Mr. LeVota, our county executive, will know how to carry that out. And you will know that he's on your team, regardless of whatever decision. Even if you disagree about how to get there, you're rowing in the same direction. And Mr. LeVota is that person. Now, I will remind you, County Executive LeVota, that the executive branch, the judicial branch, and the legislative branch are three separate branches. That is worth a hand clap. And no longer can you tell me what to do. But in the spirit of collaboration, cooperation, and relationships, we will go forward. Because that's the only way that the work of the people get done. That's the only way the work of the people get done. And so in the spirit of collaboration, cooperation, relationship, and dare I say friendship, we will go forward. I am so honored to be here today. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of my friend, Judge Wimes. I'm going to call Judge Wimes forward to do what we're all here for, and that is to swear you in. Thank you.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Kevin, I have to do this as well. Good afternoon, everyone. Well, it is mine. I'm going to keep comments very short. I have the easy job of swearing in, but I do want to let you know how thankful it is for me and honored to swear you in today. And as you heard from Judge Harrell, I have known Phil for over 30 years. A lot of stories, and I'm glad Kevin didn't get into a lot of those stories here publicly. But, you know, I will say this, you know, as those public officials, sometimes it's a thankless job, but we don't do it for the applause. We do it because we're here for the citizens. In this particular case, the citizens of Jackson County. The legislature has selected you to be county executive, and there's an expectation that the citizens should have, and I'm sure do have, that you all will work together for the betterment of this community, the Jackson County community. And so it is my honor, one, to swear you in, but you can't do what you have to do until I swear you in to put you to work. All right. Do you have your Bible? Okay, you're going to put your left hand. I still got to tell this guy what to do. Here we go. If you raise your right hand, I state your name.
I, Phil LeVota,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Missouri,
the Constitution of the State of Missouri,
and the Constitutional Home Rule Charter of Jackson County,
and the Constitutional Home Rule Charter of Jackson County,
Missouri,
Missouri,
and I will faithfully demean myself
and I will faithfully demean myself
in the office of County Executive
in the office of County Executive
for Jackson County, Missouri.
for Jackson County, Missouri.
So help me God.
So help me God.
All right, congratulations, friend.
How do you follow those knuckleheads? Members of the legislature, distinguished guests, fellow citizens of Jackson County, thank you for being here today. While I have you all here as a captive audience, you're going to learn a little history about sitting in this building. On December 15th, 1826, almost 200 years ago, the Missouri State Legislature authorized the County of Jackson, named after Andrew Jackson, but you know he wasn't even president then. He was a well-known war hero from the War of 1812. Anyway, a year later, the first courthouse was built in Independence by Daniel P. Lewis for $150. From those humble roots sprung Jackson County's government. Then in 1836, the first permanent brick Jackson County Courthouse was erected on the Independence Square as the county seat. That's where you are right now, in this building, which has undergone 5 major remodels since then. Fast forward to 100 years later, in 1926, and the governing executive was called a presiding judge. But it's not a judge like we know Judge Wimes and Judge Harrell as we know it today. It was actually a county executive type of position. The position actually changed from being called a presiding judge to the county executive in 1970. But back in 1926, 100 years ago, a fellow you might have heard of was elected presiding judge of Jackson County and officed in this building. And that early county executive was instrumental in voter approval of a major bond issue that made major improvements to the county. That early county executive who took office 100 years ago was named Harry Truman. Truman's 10-year plan called for a new courthouse in downtown Kansas City, plus remodeling of this courthouse, a juvenile center, improvements, and modernization of roads and bridges. In his time, County Executive Truman left a decorating legacy that began in Kansas City. In fact, his design savvy helped make Kansas City become known as the nation's top city for Art Deco buildings. Truman traveled the country at his own expense to locate a design for the courthouse, which he found in Louisiana. The Jackson County Courthouse in Kansas City still stands tall and remains a well-known landmark in Kansas City. And construction of that 300-foot building began July 1933, and the Kansas City Courthouse was dedicated in 1934. Of course, Truman went on to become a U.S. Senator, Vice President, and the 33rd President of the United States, but Harry started as the presiding judge or county executive right here in this building. Now I want you to fast forward another 100 years to today. The former county executive has been removed from office by the voters. That has never happened before. 85% of the voters said they had no faith in the person and they had lost confidence in the position that Harry Truman once held. One of the darkest days in Jackson County history. So there is your history lesson, but we are still in historic times. Today is important in Jackson County. Today is the day we start to restore confidence back to the Jackson County executive position. I am deeply honored and humbled to stand before you today, having been entrusted with the responsibility of serving as your county executive. First and foremost, I want to extend my heartfelt gratitude to the members of the Jackson County Legislature for your trust in appointing me to this position. Your faith in me and my leadership means the world to me. And I pledge to work collaboratively with each of you as we move Jackson County forward. You already stood up, but Duran, Vanessa, Manny, Sean, I also are not going to use your titles because you're my friends. I appreciate all your support, and I appreciate every day watching the passion you have for what you do representing the people of Jackson County. And for our other legislators that weren't able to be here, I also respect what you do. I respect your dedication to your constituency, and I am so excited to work with you. So the message to everyone today is that your county government is running full steam. And I thank the members of the legislature for their commitment to work with me and I with them. I am also so profoundly grateful to the people of Jackson County. You have gotten a raw deal in government from this office, to say the least. There have been severe and life-changing problems that the former administration's policies did to you and your family. But you spoke, and you spoke loudly. Everyone heard you, and I heard you. With my partners in the legislature, relief is coming. And I'm going to work for you, and you will be proud of my administration and our results. Your belief in me and your support will inspire every decision I make on your behalf. Our county's strength lies in your engagement and your commitment to our shared future. I also want to thank the employees of Jackson County, who are dedicated individuals serving the community. They were not recalled. They do exceptional work, and I'm anxious to partner with them. And to all of them, you have a new friend that will always be open to your ideas and will not get in the way of doing your job. My job is to make policy, and yours is to help me implement that in the best interest of the county. I'm honored to work with all of you. There are also several individuals whose guidance and support have been invaluable to me throughout this journey. I want to first thank my wife, Lynette, who you all know, but you will not see her on social media because she won't let me post pictures of her. There you go. Lynette is the most amazing person I've ever met, and she is my rock. Without her support, thank you, I would not have any of my successes, and I cannot do the things I do without her. Someone today just called her the First Lady of Jackson County, and I think she wears that well. Thank you, honey. I love you. Also, if you know anything about the LeVota family, you know it's a package deal. You get all of us, whether you like it or not. My dad, who was our political mentor and example, has passed, but my mother's here, as well as my brothers, my nieces, my nephews, my uncle, my aunt, and other family members who are my biggest supporters, my biggest defenders, and my friends. I'm also blessed with the best in-laws in the world in Kyle and Marina Burns, and I am blessed to have a close-knit group of friends that their relationships mean the world to me. I'm not going to go through that whole list of those folks because you know who you are, and you know how much you mean to me, but I want you to know as I stand here, I only stand here because of your support. I want to thank Chief Judge of the Western District Federal Court, Judge Brian Wimes, for being here. As we've heard, Brian and I started together as young prosecutors almost 30 years ago in the Jackson Courthouse and remained close, so it's very meaningful to have my friend and Mr. Oath. I thank you, Judge. And that 30-year friendship includes another one of the most successful attorneys I know, and Tim Becker. Tim's here somewhere. I didn't see him. He didn't shave, but he's here. And Tim's here. Some people refer to Brian, Tim, and I as the Three Amigos, or maybe the Three Stooges. I don't know. But thanks for being here, Tim, and your friendship over all these years. Then there's this other friend of many decades, in Jackson County Presiding Judge Kevin Harrell here today. As Kevin talked about, we've shared time together as prosecutors, and I'm honored to have him here today, and I'm so proud of his accomplishments. Thank you so much. As Kevin mentioned, back in the day, we had a trial team consisting of just young, ambitious prosecutors fighting for justice. And that ragtag group consisted of myself, now Judges Kevin Harrell, Judge Kenny Garrett, Judge Jennifer Phillips, Judge Kendra Stockdale, and Judge Michael Heffernan. And those were just my trial team. I also got the honor of working with some of the best prosecutors in Judge Jeff Keel, Judge Jeff Busher, and Judge Jim Knatzer. Each of them have always been colleagues and encouraging me and always offered friendship and wisdom. And I really appreciate Judge Jola Otto being here today. And Judge Otto served as presiding judge and has brought amazing respect to that office also. So thank you for being here, Judge Otto. And by the way, our Jackson County counselor, Brian Kavinsky, was also one of those knucklehead prosecutors back in the day. I want to thank Jackson County Sheriff Darrell Forte for his support and his commitment and his continued work in a stellar career in law enforcement. I want to thank you for his friendship. The Sheriff's Department continues to excel professionally under his leadership. And I am also, as a former prosecutor, so doggone excited to be able to work in county government with Prosecutor Melissa Johnson. Let's give her a round of applause. Melissa has made her mark already in pursuing justice for the citizens of Jackson County in an amazing way that no other prosecutor has before, and I am excited to watch and work with her. After this appointment, I received phone calls of congratulations from the governor, the Speaker of the House, United States congresspeople, mayors, and councilpersons, many of them members of a different political party than myself. That is rare in politics, but demonstrates how historic this time is. Those elected officials know the job, and I'm appreciative of their support and not letting partisan issues get in the way of this moment. I would also like to specifically recognize amazing people who demonstrated continued support and commitment to this community in the whole process. Their dedication to this effort and their counsel and support for me has been amazing. I have never been interested in pursuing elected position, but I've been very involved in my career helping good people get into office. But then I had some good friends who I deeply respect encouraged me to pursue this position, and I'm thankful for their support. Well, I'm thankful today. We'll see how this pans out. But seriously, their counsel and encouragement and support was steadfast, firm, and never wavering. Bridget Williams, Kiki Curls, and all of my friends in labor honored me with their backing. Your solid support and advice have made a real difference. You just don't find that in politics anymore, and I appreciate it. Also, my friend Rodney Bland and my friends at Freedom Incorporated and the Urban League and other organizations that supported me because they knew me and they trust me. And it wasn't ever a decision based on connections, on race, but based on qualifications and character. That also is uncommon in politics today. And I commend my friends for that stance and that support. So I was trying not to make too long of a speech, but let me finish by talking about my priorities as county executive in general and implementing those beginning today. And everything I go through, if I say I'm doing something, I mean I with the Jackson County Legislature. It only gets done with my partnership and some amazing leaders that I respect. So, people of Jackson County, I am going to fix the property tax assessment debacle. Jackson County residents deserve a fair, transparent, and accurate property tax system. I pledge to work tirelessly and relentlessly to address the issues in our current tax assessment process. We will review, reform, and rebuild trust in this essential function to ensure every taxpayer is treated fairly. The county assessor works for me. No longer where there'll be a passing of the buck from executive on of who is responsible. I know I have the legislature support in this endeavor, so let me be clear. Relief is coming, and coming soon. So people of Jackson County, I'm going to restore trust in the county executive's office that will also restore trust and faith in all county government. Trust is the foundation of effective government, and I'm committed to transparency, accountability, and open communication. I will listen, act with integrity, and make sure that our county government truly serves the public interest. Together, we can restore confidence and pride in Jackson County's leadership. People of Jackson County, I'm going to address pressing county issues immediately. As we are tackling property tax assessment, we will also be working on the budget. We must manage our resources, responsibility, and ensure that every dollar is spent for the benefit of the people. We have a new jail to bring online in just months. We will approach the finishing and the opening of the new jail with prudence and compassion, making certain it meets the needs of our community and upholds justice. And I know all of you are familiar with our two world championship Jackson County neighbors. The Chiefs and Royals are central to our county's identity. I will work to ensure their sustainability and success and their continued residence in Jackson County, balancing the interests of the public, the teams, and the local economy. I can report to you that I've already started conversations. I can tell you that I'm positive. The teams can still be in Jackson County. As of today, we now have all the pieces of an amazing partnership to move forward on discussing stadium issues with a dynamic team. I've had conversations with Governor Kehoe And when you add the teamwork between state leaders, the Jackson County Legislature, our chairman, the Jackson County Executive and Kansas City leaders, the teams, and you, I am positive this entire community partnership can get it done. So that's just some of the county issues my administration faces on day one. There are many more. So with all of these daunting issues confronting the county, and with my limited time in office of under 450 days, I knew it was going to be difficult to find professionals willing to give up so much to help me. Well, I was wrong. It hasn't been that difficult. There might have just been some divine inspiration helping me. I am assembling the best team that has ever led Jackson County to help me with these issues. I keep pinching myself that I landed Teresa Garza to commit to jump in as my chief of staff. Tracy. Teresa's, I get speechless when I think about it, frankly. But her experience, her demeanor, her intelligence, and just basically getting it in this business is unrivaled. Smart, savvy, sweet, brilliant, and just managerially and politically astute. You all are really, really lucky she's on this team. We also closed the deal to bring on some professionalism in county management at the highest level when Steve Arbo agreed to come on board and help us professionalize this administration. Steve's extensive experience in government management is the best in the nation. With his decades of experience, Steve agreed to come out of retirement and jump in to help. He might question that later too, but he's here. We're excited that he signed up, and the county will be better for it. And I'm not done. I will be letting you know more later about this dream team I'm putting together, and you will see the results of professional, ethical governance. Also, I don't forget, for those of you who don't know her, Lauren Powell is the assistant to the county executive, which means her job is wrangling me, so she might have the most difficult job at all. So thank you for coming on board, Lauren. You chose me to lead, and that means getting the brightest and the best to lead with me, and that's what I'm doing. So in closing, this will be so challenging. Just this week, discovering what the last administration did on their last days on the way out, and the disregard for how they left the county, well, we're going to fix it. But it is a challenge that I am grateful for this opportunity to accept. I face it with responsibility and determination, and most of all, with anything else, optimism and positivity. My message is that there is a light at the end of this dark tunnel for Jackson County. Together, we will face our challenges, seize our opportunities, and build a brighter future for all of Jackson County. Thank you so much.